Sex workers of Reddit. What is the worst request a client has given you? I haven't had too many bad experiences, but I did get a pretty unique request. So I do online work. I had a guy sexting me one day who told me sponges turn him on. The word sponge, the smell of one, touching one, doing dishes, all of it. So we rollerplayed like I was washing dishes, and I sent him a little video of me cleaning with a sponge like look how soapy and sudsy my sponge is getting. I'm trying to clean up, but I'm just making such a mess, and he ate that S up. It's nice to get something completely brand new every once in a while lol. Plus I was getting chores done at the same time. I bet he gets off watching SpongeBob. Firmly grasp it. So I have a genuine fear of balloons, latex balloons specifically. I've posted about it jokingly online, but for the most part it's not widely known. A man messaged me a few months back asking for feet pictures, and I was super excited that it had finally happened to me. I used to get so jealous of girls that would be asked for feet pics and turn them down like honey, send them my way. Turns out, he has a foot fetish, but he's also a loner. He has a balloon fetish. I thought it was a friend pranking me at first, but he was legit. He knows about my fear of balloons. So we've settled on using a beach ball as a compromise. Every few months, I hump a beach ball fully clothed for a minimum or two and make big money $$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$$ guy used to want me to make him come in a spoon and then feed it to him. That was weird. Another guy kept insisting that I tell him that I love him. That just made me sad. Well, the love part guy hits me hard. I feel one day I have to do that too, lol. I love you. Thanks, random stranger of Reddit. You are better than many people I met in my life. I love you too. Now pay him. I sold foot pics / videos / Skype sessions a few years ago, before the market became absolutely flooded. I had a lot of people asking for me to stomp on small animals, bugs, mice, reptiles, etc. That's against my moral code and IQ, so I never did it, but even if I was willing to do it, they wouldn't pay very much for it. Also saw some messages from a friend I made in the business where some French dude asked her to cut off a toe and sell it to him so he could eat it. Not sure if he was just trolling, but honestly I would not be surprised if he was serious. Or of course there's the people who asked if I had any naughty photos of myself from before I turned 18. Now I'm sad thinking about the little animals being stomped by people actually willing to do it. If it helps any, none of the people I knew would do it, so I doubt those sickos find women who do very easily. It's part of the giantess fetish. They imagine themselves as the thing getting killed. Some weird ones. One client had a foot fetish and would spend his 45-minute session putting bulldog clips on the underside of my feet. It was pretty painful, but I got paid well and didn't have to do anything physical with him. In the intro room the client told me he wasn't looking for anything physical, but asked if I would walk on his back. Easy, I'm in. Go into the booking and what he actually wanted was for me to walk on his back in stilettos, engraven, fake initials onto his chest with my heel, stomp on his genitals, walk on his face, spit on and demean him. It was actually one of the most horrendous things I ever did. I'd rather F a creepy old dude than ever take a booking like that again. I'm just amazed he survived, having a T90 on top of him. Good god. She's built like a tank, but she handles like a bistro. I had a guy book an appointment. The screening and everything leading up to the appointment was totally normal. A few important things to note: he and I were about the same age, late 20s, and I do not advertise fetish. My brand is pretty much girl next door. I arrive. We chat a bit. Then suddenly he asks me to rollerplay. Things escalate quickly as he wants me to be his stepmother and torture his balls. That appointment ended quickly. The F is with the surprise ball torture shit. It's like it's all the same dude. I've been a stripper on and off since college. Long story FYI, my personal favorite had a older guy come up to me on a dead Monday night. No other dancers there yet and I'm freakishly early for my shift. Asks me to sit with him, so I'm like, okay, why not? A waitress comes by and takes our drink orders and happens to wish me a belated happy birthday from a few days prior. The customer goes, "Oh, happy birthday," and hands me $50. So I'm like, cool, maybe this guy will spend a bit. He upfront says he won't do dances or rooms, but he'll pay for conversation every 20 minutes or so. The guy hands me a $100 bill. I'm stunned because this might be an old school strip club customer thing, but it's far from the norm nowadays. He's there almost the entire night, and I obviously make quite a bit and can tip out everyone real well. He's from out of town, says he'll be back the next day. Tuesday comes. He does the same thing. $100 bills all night. I don't make quite as much, but still a nice amount. He says again he'll come the next day. Wednesday rolls around, and he says he wants to chat with me. He had been trying to schmoz me with all this "I'll be your sugar daddy" bullshit, so I assume he's gonna propose an arrangement. As an aside, I have a steady boyfriend who I live with, so I wasn't interested. Just wanted the customer's money at work. He tells me there's an issue with his bank. He claims he can't take money out of any ATM in the city, so he wants me to loan the money back he gave me, and he'll write me a check. Naturally, I'm not an idiot and have worked in finance, so I know this is a scam. So I just say no can do. I don't carry cash on me. He then suggests that I drive a half hour to my house and then back, and that he really doesn't mind, lol. Again I say, I'm at work buddy, it's not gonna happen. He says, I know you're wary, so pull your phone out for me. I'm too entertained by his bullshit, so I had to do it, rather than just walk away. I'm so glad I did. He tells me to look up his name, as he was some big wig for a branch of a large bank in his home state. Says he's a well-known, respected figure in his community, and would never scam me. Immediately I pull up the first article with his name and picture. This dumb motherfucker has lost his banking license and had been arrested for fraud and writing bad checks. He not only had the audacity to request I lend him the money back that he spent, but actually led me right into evidence that he had already been found guilty for the exact crime and was going to scam me. A bit different from the typical weird requests from guys asking you to kick them in the balls or something, but still my favorite story. Can someone help me understand this scam? Was he just trying to steal her time? Why not just keep the money in the first place instead of all this loaning/check writing? He was a very sad man with impulse control problems. He gave away a bunch of money to a stripper, then tried to get it back by scamming her. I could also see him asking for a loan of more than he gave her, spend $500 on conversation, ask for a $750 loan. Cause you know he's good for it if he spent that much, and write a check for $1,000, that sort of thing. Seems like a lot of time to spend for that kind of return though, so I suspect you're right. Not a res worker, but I used to live close to a goga bar in Thailand. I would eat in the same places as the workers there. Countless stories about men wanting to defecate on them more than doing it on the customers. One guy, he was very tall and wide. He rented all the girl in the club and the Amazon. Must have been 15 or so. They just had to lie next to him and cuddle for the whole night. Gave all of them a huge tip. Came in every night for 2 weeks. The bonus for me was that the place closed early and I did not have to listen to the crappy music every night. Honestly, I understand where that guy is coming from. S is nice and all, but have you ever tried cuddling? Some guy wanted my friend to shove a cucumber up his ass. He paid her £500 for a 20-minute stunt with the cucumber. She did it gladly, but was kinda concerned for the guy. That's the good price. How much does she charges for an aubergine? Hold off for a bit. There's a Halloween special on pumpkins coming. Might want to squash that idea. My friend is, and she has a regular client who asks that she spits orange juice in his eyes. My mom used to be a sex worker, and one time this guy wanted her to stab a hamster to death with a syringe. He provided the hamster and syringe in front of him. She stole the hamster and his money without doing it. Good for her. Good for the hamster. Good for both of them. I had a guy once ask me to just lay completely still. He did the same. Blinked kinda hard when he came. And was done. Stared into my eyes the whole time. The most awkward F of my life. But at least I got paid. I used to know a sex worker and she used to say that the most common weird thing she gets, which is actually really common, is guys wanting her to bend over naked and fart in their face.